Hello there, everybody. It's halfway through the week and halfway to frozen wonderland out there in Winterville, all over the place. 9 degrees when I woke up this morning, so that was fun. So we had the day off because of icy roads and things like that. So it was a nice day to take advantage of a few things. So I did exactly that. So I'm going to show you some stuff from I was looking over here. Let me go grab this real quick. So this is the body body and neck of that red guitar I showed the other night with everything taken off of it. So let me put that back down. So what I did today was built all of the sub-assemblies to go into it. And I'm going to show you guys the circuit that I use for these. Telecasters don't, let me back up a minute. Stratocasters don't have the circuit I'm going to show because of several reasons that I will explain. Tony Nappy's guitar has a humbucking pickup, but it does not have the circuit I'm going to put in here, which is a treble bleed circuit, because it's not really necessary when you're using a 5-position switch and 2 stacked humbucker single coil type pickups. The Telecaster guitars, because of the mass of the bridge, which is like, it's all metal here, because of that, you tend to, when you roll off the volume, you will tend to lose the high frequencies. And anybody that's ever played around with a Telecaster, when you roll the volume back, it changes the tone of it. It starts to get a little more bassy, a little less high frequency, a little less clear. As a personal preference. And here comes somebody. Everybody say hi to Winky. She knew the video was running, so here she comes. So anyway, back to my say hello world. So back to my circuit. What I'm going to show you is a treble bleed circuit, which is what I put in my Telecaster style guitars. I just like it myself. It's personal preference. Some people like the way the tone rolls off and loses the highs, and some people don't. I myself, when I roll the volume off the guitar, I like to retain the high frequencies as much as I can, because that way when you drop the volume off, it drops just the volume off and cleans up the distortion, but still remains clear sounding, so each note can be articulated. But that's just my personal preference. A lot of people like to use them. They're very popular circuits. So in some guitars it's necessary, some guitars it's not. So I'm going to show that to you real quick. So here is the bridge control, or the controls for the pickup, not the bridge, the metal plate controls, nice and shiny, for the Telecaster style guitars. And I'm going to get this right up close to the camera so that you can see it. But that is the treble bleed circuit, and it's a very simple circuit. It is a capacitor with a resistor going across it, and it goes across the volume knob in such a way that it's going across the signal. So it's going across from the hot to the ground of the signal on the volume knob. And the other capacitor is a standard tone circuit that's going to this tone knob to bleed off the what it does is it cuts the highs out of it. And then this, normally when you have these in the circuit like this and you roll the volume off, it will kill some of the highs. That's what that circuit is to do, is to retain the highs. It allows the, if I can get in the camera right, it allows the resistor and the capacitor in this configuration. When you roll off the volume as so, you're inducing a resistance into the circuit, and this allows some of that to bypass this, but only in a certain frequency. This is what's known as a high pass filter, and so it allows the highs to continue past the volume knob, but just the frequencies, the signal part of the highs, not the volume of the signal drops. but the frequencies pass through, if that makes any sense. And get my brain all unjumbled here, maybe need more coffee. So anyways, that's the basics of the circuit, and as you can see, it's very, very cleanly wired. I try to use the cloth covered wire as much as possible because it's a lot nicer and cleaner when it's done. But a very cleanly wired setup, and I use these I guess cache is how you pronounce it, these switches. I found these online, and they look like an inferior switch, like the cheap Chinese ones, but they're actually not. They're actually extremely robust. They're very strong switches, and they're sealed, so you don't get the problems that you get with the standard open 3-way and 5-way switches, where like we've been using for 50 years plus, but where the contacts are exposed. When the contacts are exposed and you move back and forth, they're exposed to the air. They get oxidation on them, and it causes problems. Anybody knows, you start after you've used your guitar for a while, it goes crackle, crackle when you move the switch. Spray something in there, clean it, and it's fine. That's oxidation on there. Well, these will still get that to a point, but as you can see, they're sealed, and it reduces that effect quite a lot, so it doesn't have a tendency to get that crackly going on. So I use those in my guitars, but they're a really handy switch, and they're also a little simpler to wire. You can see the numbers right there. The jumpers that you used to have to put on the Stratocaster 5-way switches to configure the switch whatever way you wanted, that's all done internally on this, so you don't need to do that. So a little bit simpler. And then this particular guitar, you saw the pick guard on there. It's a mini humbucker. And the pickups that I'm putting in this are pickups from Guitar Fetish, which is an online company that makes inexpensive guitar parts and things like that. But my mahogany telly that I play on stage, that has GFS pickups in it. That's what these are. They're GFS pickups. And I love them. That thing has great tone. I've made 3 or 4 of my guitars with GFS pickups in it, and they are just excellent. They're kind of a offshoot of DiMarzio and Seymour Duncan style stuff. So they, like, this one is modeled after the Seymour Duncan stack, and it's very well made. Very strong pickups too. The bridge pickup here is a 12K, so anybody that knows what that means, the higher the resistance on that, which is what they call DC resistance, is just the straight resistance of the coils. The higher the resistance of that, the more voltage you're going to get out of the guitar when you play it. So it's going to be a higher output signal to the amplifier, which makes it a lot hotter and punchier sounding, more powerful sounding. So it's going to be pretty punchy. The mahogany telly that I play from time to time, I've got it in pieces right now. I'm redoing it, but that one I've played. Several of you in Oklahoma City know that guitar. That one has GFS pickups in there, about 11.5K. So it's a pretty punchy guitar. And this one with 12K is going to be about the same. It's going to be a little bit hotter than that. That's part of the reason for the treble bleed circuit. The more powerful the pickups in the guitar, the more likely it is to, when you roll off the volume, to lose the high end of the signal. So that's why I do that in this. Some of my other guitars, my green number 1 has a Seymour Duncan setup in it. That's very nice, and it's a little bit less powerful, so it's a little bit cleaner. I tried to make that one that way to sound a little bit more like a vintage Telecaster, so that was a little different there. And I've got another one of my Bauer guitars that has the Billy Gibbons Seymour Duncan pickups in it, just because I ended up with those in the trade and stuck them in there because they sound pretty good. So anyway, that's the lowdown on the red guitar here, and that guitar will be for sale after I get it together. I'm going to obviously put all this together, and then I have some fret work to do, some finalizing on the frets, and get a few things dialed in perfectly, and then that guitar will be up for sale. And I will give it a little demo play on here, and maybe take it out to the church and play it once or twice too. So But that guitar will be for sale, and I will, when I give you the demo, I'll give you the price on it too. I'll figure out how much I've got in it and all that kind of stuff. So if anybody's interested, that will be there. So you guys try to stay warm. I know we got another couple days of this garbage before it gets nicer, so try to stay warm out there, and I'm going to stay warm in here. I'm going to go make me some dinner and finish my laundry and enjoy the taking advantage of the extra day off. So everybody be safe, stay out of the ice on the roads, and be careful, and we'll see you towards the weekend. Bye.